Hi, I'm Romy Paul. Welcome to Villa Maison Noir. Please come inside. Future Plant Sanctuary is situated in a pocket on the back of Table Mountain, right on the slopes high up in Hout Bay. Jim Brett is the owner. He is a very well-known and well-respected retail executive from New York. He had been to every corner of the earth, and when he landed in Cape Town, he just knew that this was where he wanted to retire. And he spent about 7 years on property websites looking for property in Cape Town. And when he arrived at Maison Noir, he knew that this was the place. When Jim entered the space, he really felt immersed in nature. He felt like it was a pocket of abundance, and he was really drawn to the architecture, which was the brainchild of architect Paolo Della Peri. It was designed like an African kraal, but it was also really open plan and connected with Jim's love of the elements. So he really felt an experience of the elements even when he was inside the house. This was originally meant as a home for him and his partner Ed to retire in. But when he got here, he realized how he just started to feel better because he started to connect with the elements in nature and himself. And that's when he decided to expand the space into a sanctuary, and he expanded beyond this villa. This is our wellness center. We have a brand new spa, which was created and designed by architect Philip Nell. In this spa, we have 3 beautiful treatment rooms. We have a Rasool, which is a Middle Eastern mud ritual. We also have a brand new gym and a little yoga studio where we do other wellness activities like breath work and sound healing as well. We have created 4 signature elixirs that are cold pressed juices, but they have been created with intention. So also aligning with our rhythms of nature, rise, realign, reflect, and rest. We have created one for each, and most of the ingredients are grown on our land.
The focus has been around the sort of design aspects on the property and bringing a real focus to art and design, and especially with a focus on the continent as well. It's really a celebration of the artisans and the artists on the African continent. We work around 3 sort of design principles, and we call those 3 elemental living. The first being natural. It's where we are in this beautiful natural hub of the forest and Hout Bay, so use that as a source of inspiration. The next is cultural, where we take cultural references, and then there's texture, and that is the 3rd principle that weaves throughout all the properties and links them together. We achieve the overall look and feel of Maison Noir, starting at the basis. The name of the house is, Maison Noir, Black House. The communal areas have always been quite neutral, so we've used neutral tones, blacks, greys, and whites, together with natural woods and natural colors. And then we also looked at layering pieces that we had designed in-house. And then the finishing touch was adding this beautiful layer of craft and art and these beautiful stories and pieces that are kind of woven throughout the property. We're now in the gallery space, and this space has always been called a gallery, but it was a non-functional space, and all the bedrooms filter into this space. So I think the biggest change that we tried to do here was create these pockets and areas where people could just sit and relax. And then obviously, with it being called the gallery, was just to curate and pull these beautiful pieces of art that we've put up against the wall, and really the reflection of all the art that Jim really loves. African basketry is just so synonymous with the continent, and somebody that I think is really pushing the boundaries of what that interpretation of the African basket is probably Binky from Design Africa. And I think she really layers kind of her design aesthetic. She works very, very closely with the crafters. And I think she's just layered these pieces with beadwork and paint, and they're just so different from what you would normally see. We're now in the Grand Master Suite, and this is the biggest bedroom on the property. It's quite vast. Perhaps the most special thing about this room is the incredible view outside. This is when we look at nature coming into the property and how we've designed around that. But you've got these incredible big opening sliding doors, and the view from when you wake up is just this incredible vista of like the mountain and the forest.
Future Found is really about reimagining a future by looking to ancient wisdom. That's where we get our regenerative philosophy from. We've looked at a lot of ancient and indigenous practices to inspire us to provide a sanctuary experience, and coming back to a more regenerative and circular way of living. It's all about whole systems thinking, whole being, well-being, and realigning with nature's rhythms. We created very sensory experiences in our hospitality offering so that they would slow down, just drop out of the mind and drop into the present moment. The property is so well suited to well-being because of its immersion in nature. I think nature is the core of who we are and really guides our whole philosophy. So being immersed in the space really helps one to slow down and connect to the self and just connect to the breath.